Ah, a traveler bold enough to approach Gastok without a hint of fear. Now that is the sort of metal I'm looking for. And if you're looking for work, I've got as much gold to give you as Galen's got troubles. Oh, by the tide, am I glad you asked. I've got an urgent job from the north side of Galen, best handled in a group. A forest wraith has taken a group of hirelings under House Mornard captive, but there is still time to save them. Head to the Valley of the Watcher. The captives are bound in roots that feed off their life essence, but this tincture should weaken them enough to slough right off. And don't forget, you'll still need to contend with the hostile wraith. This is what happens when those who spend too much time on Galen get too comfortable with the dangers that lurk here. Mind that you don't repeat that to the mother that begged me to save her son, if you go speak to her. But it is true. Have you ever used an axe to fell a tree? Used that wood to craft armor, maybe a weapon itself? Imagine if, upon your first stroke of the axe, the tree you were aiming for struck back. That is what forest wraiths are. When needs call for it, spirits of the forest can facilitate druid magic to meld man and tree. Some among us willingly submit to such an honor. What results is a twisted guardian that has the strength and spirit of both, but the wisdom of neither. If you hear it scream, ready your weapon at once. After that, beware of shifting ground and deceptive magic. Once a wraith has identified you as a threat, there is no convincing the angry spirit that pilots these beings otherwise. Vastir and all its inhabitants are part of this once untamed island, for better or worse. We Stone Lord druids seek harmony through common ground with one another. But the same can't be said of the other circles. Will fire ever create instead of destroy? Will the tides ever change their rhythm? Mountains may flatten, waiting for such a change. But it is not impossible, my friend. Nothing ever is.
Are you the one they hired to save my son? Find him, please, I beg you. Nobody else will help me besides the druids. My poor boy. He set off days ago to forage the woods to the northeast. Damn. The druids warned them about the wraith there. I guess I should just be grateful that Druid Gastok was able to find a rescuer. You know how these young folks are. They only listen to one another. His friends convinced him to seek hireling work under House Mornard. I'd have been content with him washing dishes at the Jaded Ornog. At least then he'd be safe. Not long, but he didn't collect much on his first couple expeditions. I expect that's why he ventured where he shouldn't have. This work is too dangerous for what these hirelings get paid, I tell you, especially on Galen.
Aethie, isn't this place wondrous? I'm positively enchanted by the primitive styles of the architecture. What could it all mean?
Tava's beak. I was starting to lose feeling in my legs. Thank you.
This one's claws could not cut the roots! Thank you, traveler!
My mother's going to be worried sick about me!
Another find for your pack. Here we go. That could be helpful. sure I can keep going.
When you're the one I've sent out on a job, I don't even feel like I need my lucky Spriggan totem with me. Which is good, because I seem to have misplaced it somewhere. And I've just finished drying the client's tears from my robes. Her son had to pull her off of me. I hope you'll excuse me if I show a bit more restraint in showing my thanks to you. What phenomenal timing! Something new just came in. Any interest? I've got a request from a fellow Stone Lord Druid today. A task of high importance, best tackled in a group. Deep in the woods of Galen, ever-elusive phoenix moths emerge from cocoons of burning ember. I need you to gather some. My friend, Druid Kalisa, has an interest in studying the moths that have emerged near the Valley of the Watcher. Unfortunately, the place is haunted by a dangerous forest wraith. What do you say to taking care of both the wraith and Kalisa's request? Druid Kalisa is a dear friend of mine. I want to do everything I can to support her research. Go ask her about it if you like. She always gets so passionate when she has the chance to talk about her work. Have you ever used an axe to fell a tree? Used that wood to craft armor, maybe a weapon itself? Imagine if, upon your first stroke of the axe, the tree you were aiming for struck back. That is what forest wraiths are. When needs call for it, spirits of the forest can facilitate druid magic to meld man and tree. Some among us willingly submit to such an honor. What results is a twisted guardian that has the strength and spirit of both, but the wisdom of neither. If you hear it scream, ready your weapon at once. After that, beware of shifting ground and deceptive magic. Once a wraith has identified you as a threat, there is no convincing the angry spirit that pilots these beings otherwise. Vastir and all its inhabitants are part of this once untamed island. Will fire ever create instead of destroy? Will the tides ever change their rhythm? Mountains may flatten, waiting for such a change. But
Rogue knights, druid prophecies, erupting volcanoes.
Surely the mainland doesn't have these kinds of problems. It's just lucky for us.
You didn't step on a beetle coming up those steps, did you? No? Damn. I could have used one for this poultice I'm making. Druid Gastock is a friend of mine, but I'm afraid I don't know what job you're referring to. Oh dear. Did I forget the shadow group of initiates again? Don't tell me there's been another Chimera attack. I was hoping to study them for possible regenerative properties, but I'd heard Northern Galen was too dangerous on account of the forest wraith in the Valley of the Watcher. Did Gastok hire you to gather some for me? He really did that just for me? He's too sweet. I hope you make it back in one piece. The regenerative properties of the moths are strictly theoretical at this point. I'd hate for you to die and Gastok to think you failed me.
You, over here! These Spriggans are becoming a real problem. Best to take him by surprise. See if you can get behind this one and kick it in. You, over here! These Spriggans are becoming a real problem. Best to take him... Yes. Burn. Burn, you bastard! Thank you, my friend. Wait. What was that?
Looking forward to seeing what you make with that. Be nice to get off my feet.
You're back! I did, as they say, cross my fingers for you. Ha ha! Excellent! These sure look like prime... specimens. Look, I don't know much about Kalisa's research, but I'm sweet on her, and I knew getting these moths would make her happy. And when she's happy, I'm happy. So again, thank you. Good to see you again, friend. Please, tell me you're seeking work today. I could use someone as dependable as you. Apparently, the Fire Song Druids have unearthed empowering relics made by the Druid King himself. That's bad enough news on its own. But now, the relics are being used to empower a chimera and twist its will to carry out their bidding. You'll need to dispose of the chimera after recovering the relics. It pains me to ask that, but we have no other choice. But the Fire Song got this far on account of their numbers. You do well to work with a group and drive them back. You have my thanks, traveler. Ifrit guide your safe return. You know, if I were the Druid King, I'd have started with a much simpler combination of animals, like a guar and an ornog. Guarnog? That's pretty good. I've been lucky enough to never encounter one face to face. Much like certain druidic circles I could mention, chimera are fiercely territorial. But that's simply how they were created. All chimera that roam the land today were created by the Druid King himself. They guard and protect sacred places or important relics. While we Stonelore revere them and their purpose, it's clear that the world is outgrowing them. Think of it more as pruning than killing. There's no campaign against the creatures, but they have outlived their original purpose and lived too long in a fraught existence. Of sorts. The way I see it, chimera are a living reminder that while there is power in unity, there is not always harmony. Ha! Or your three banners. All I know is that having three heads seems like it would be a tormenting existence. I've only got one, and I can barely keep it on straight.
Good quality there. Star was with us in that fight.
Ah, you're back. My day always brightens when you approach. Splendid work, my friend. Better to see the Chimera's end than let it toil forever under control of the Fire Song. That aside, if I had to contend with 3 heads, I think I'd rather be dead. You came back. I was hoping I hadn't scared you off for good. Have you ever heard such different accounts of the same event that you're sure someone is lying? Well, we have some Stonelore initiates that were attacked by a chimera. Now, our resident healers say their wounds aren't responding to treatment. Our healers can prepare a treatment with alchemical components taken from each head. There's no telling what condition the chimera will be in when you and your group defeat it. So search the grove for sheddings instead. Understood? Newsdev, one of the wounded initiates, is nearby. Speak to him before you go if you'd like his account of what happened. Maybe it will help you in facing the chimera. He fared better than the others, but think twice before telling him that.
Rogue knights, druid prophecies, erupting volcanoes.
Surely the mainland doesn't have these kinds of problems.
You must be the mercenary Gastock hired. Good. I'm sure we druid initiates aren't supposed to say things like this, but make sure that beast suffers. Do you have to ask it like that? I know I don't look good, but spare me an ounce of vanity, please. I don't know if I'll make it to the day's end. A chimera? By the 8! Is that what that was? When the other Stonelore mentioned them, I thought they were hazing me as a new initiate. I was sure it was just a griffin. That was surprise enough for me. I suppose they must have been. That certainly explains why I heard the others screaming when I felt a giant beak trying to cut me a new hole. 3 heads. And I met the most vicious one, I have no doubt. Just my luck. You'll avenge me, won't you? And what are you still doing here? Go, quick! You have no idea the pain I'm in right now. Wait, I stand by what I said before. Make that beast suffer! 3 times more than what you were planning before.
On the move. Another find for your pack.
Ah, you're back. My day always brightens when you approach. Ah, you have no idea how grateful our healers would be for this, and our wounded initiates even more so. It's outcomes like this that are the exact reason we Stone Lore seek harmony. Everyone fares better when we work together. What phenomenal timing! Something new just came in. Any interest? Do you feel the rumbling beneath our feet too? I was worried it was something I ate until we received reports of a nearby chimera. It seems the restlessness of Iphelon sent the beast into a frenzy. Its rampage destroyed Stone Lore shrines specifically meant to protect Vastir. The Fire Song moved in, and now the creature is under their control. We're hoping someone can get a group to defeat it and restore the shrines. Is that someone you? Fix the shrines up as best you can, would you? We'll send some Stone Lore initiates that way later to make sure they're properly communing with the earthen spirits again. Mount Firesong is as indifferent to the life on this peninsula as, well, the Firesong druids are. But where the Firesong seem incapable of listening, the shrines allow communion with earth spirits to keep Vestir safe from the volcano's wrath. Some among us do, or they would if not for the rampaging chimera. That makes things difficult, as you can probably imagine.
On the move. We're still standing. Be proud of that. confession? Back in the saddle.
Ah, back at last. I was starting to get nervous for you. Excellent work. So long as the shrines remain intact, the druids should be able to make amends with the earthen spirits. And it'll be safe now that they aren't avoiding a rampaging chimera. Take this payment with my gratitude, traveler. There's no shortage of work on this island. We always seem to have some new plight. Are you here to help? Sometimes things align in the strangest ways, don't they? I need you to kill the forest wraith haunting the Valley of the Watcher. While you're there, I'd ask you to collect some of the giant sunflowers that have sprung up in the glade there. The size of the sunflowers may be due to the wraith's presence, but who's to say? The point is, the wraith is dangerous and needs to go. And someone in House Mornard wants a sample of these massive sunflowers for personal purposes. Can you help? As always, I'd recommend taking on this foe with a group. That said, the requests from within House Mornard ask for discretion, so just keep the details of this job among yourselves, will you? Nobles get all kinds of ideas in their heads about rare ingredients with properties that give them a different meaning of the word stamina than you are probably used to. If I can accommodate these requests, I try not to ask too many questions.
back in the saddle. This one looks tough. Get your guard up.
You're back! I did, as they say, cross my fingers for you. Excellent work. Take this payment with my gratitude, traveler.